Welcome to sixth grade history. This is lesson 155. We're going to be looking at pages 310 and 311, but only at the box of South America on 311. So we're not going to be looking at too much, but we are looking at a brand new continent. South America, the continent of natural resources is what it is called. And if you look at the map, notice some of the pictures, some of the animals that are on here. So there's the Galapagos tortoise, that's up near Ecuador. There's the macaw, that's most people are familiar with that type of bird. Llamas, anaconda, oh, the world's largest snake, oh, jaguar, tapir, toucan, the sloth, giant anteater. You know, you have anteaters in Australia too. I knew that. Then the penguin at the bottom. The horse there is just displaying the person on there with the Argentine gaucho. Okay, that's their. It's like a poncho idea. That's the triangle fold. It's like a jacket sort of, but they have those. Okay, some of the places on here. There's Angel Falls. Did you know that that is the largest waterfall in the world? It has a 3,212 foot drop from the top to the bottom. That's really tall, okay? There's one of the things that they do when they hunt is that it says there's a hunter with poison arrows, and so they put poison on the arrows so that when it goes into the animal, that it would kill the animal, so that because when they hunt with just a bow and arrow, if you don't hit it just right, you may not kill it, and you may just cause it to get angry and come after you, or it could get away and then you don't have food because they're, you know, they want to catch these, but they'd have to be careful with that poison. Anyway, so there's that. There's a place called Machu Picchu, and it is a famous ruin of Incan civilization, and so the ruins of a city is like on the top of a mountain, so that's pretty neat. There's you see the picture of a hut by the Amazon River, and so that would be typical, and they would definitely put their huts up on stilts, so they would have it would be up from the ground, probably 3 or 4 feet, so maybe as tall as some of you guys. No, wait, you guys are taller, I'm sorry. There I go again. You're in 6th grade. The 4th graders have a test today, so I didn't see them in history, so that's why I'm going to use that as my excuse. Okay. There's Rio Preto, Brazil. There, a picture of that. Rio de Janeiro, another city. Iguazu Falls, Valerica volcano, and then of course the Andes Mountains run along this backside of South America. And so there's lots of things to look at on this picture. So take some time and just study the different places, the different pictures on this map, and you can see some of those, the countries. We're going to need to know the countries in this study. So we want to make sure that we're getting those. Chile is, if you remember, and hopefully you do, we got to video call Miss Smith's aunt Melody in Chile, and so that's, if you see Chile, the name of Chile is right between the picture of the Andes Mountains and Valerica volcano. Okay, so Chile is a very thin country, thin in comparison to the other countries, but it runs, it's very long, and it runs from the riverboat, that reed boat on Lake Titicaca. You run that from there all the way down to the end where the penguin is, okay? You got Argentina, Uruguay is right there behind the horse. Paraguay is above that. Brazil, the biggest country in this, it is where most of those animals are. So you can see that. There's Peru off to the side of Brazil and Ecuador, Colombia at the top, Venezuela, Guyana, Suriname, and French Guiana. Okay, so those three are those the three smallest ones together. Okay, so you're going to be reading this fact box. I mentioned some of the things, but I'm going to let you go ahead and read the rest of that. And then for homework, you're going to, and do map skill sheet 42, okay? That's with your lesson today. Then for homework, you're going to read pages 311 to 315, and then do CCU 17, B number 1 through 3, and C numbers 1 and 2 on paper, okay? So that is what we're doing today. Don't forget to do your map skill sheet and your homework, and read this fact, or the box about South America, and then we will be looking at 311 to 315 tomorrow, and so reading up to that comprehension check. But you don't need to do that comprehension check. I'll have you do it at the end of the lesson tomorrow, okay? Have a good evening, and you should have one more class left if you're going in order, and we will see you in the next lesson.